Well, hey there, and welcome to Unmistakably You. I am Amy, and happy Wednesday. As per usual, I am here with you to chat about all things weddings, but I'm trying some techie stuff tonight. I'm trying to connect to Instagram Live, and I'm doing the things, and oh, there we go. Hopefully, I'm live on Instagram now too. This is cool. Technology is a wonderful thing, except when it isn't. So, hi to everybody out there. We have been streaming live to Facebook for years now, weekly. We also have added those live streams now to YouTube. And now, hopefully, we are on Instagram as well. So, if you are joining us from any of those platforms, please say hi. Let me know you're here. Send us some love. Make me feel like I'm not just talking to an empty screen in a room by myself. That would be appreciated. If you saw us at the wedding show last week, thanks for popping by. We were at the London Bridal Expo and it was a ton of fun. We had a great time meeting lots of newly engaged couples, but we know that not everybody was there and we love to chat with people. So don't hesitate at any point to reach out if you have questions. We have 15 years in the business and we love to talk about love and to help you plan your perfect wedding, or as close to perfect as we can help you get it. So today we are here to talk about something that is probably pretty topical if you are newly engaged, if you are just starting the planning, if you are going, what the hell do I start with? This is for you. So today I wanted to pop in and just quickly give you my easy peasy formula for how to set a realistic budget. This might be the only easy thing you do in your entire wedding planning process is calculating a realistic budget. Now, sticking to a realistic budget, that's something completely different. So again, more than happy to help you with all of those things. But, reach out if you have questions. Tonight, we're just going to tell you how to get to the number. And then from there on, it's all about all the things. So again, don't hesitate to ask questions live. Rebecca's here. Hi, how you doing? I'm hoping, I don't know, Rebecca, if you can confirm for me if the Instagram thing is working too. Hopefully it is. I don't know that I can get comments from Instagram. I am, for any of you who know me, just a technological Luddite. So doing my best over here, but I don't know what the whole Instagram thing is. So we'll get there. In any case, topic at hand tonight is how to set a realistic budget. If you are on any of those Facebook groups, if you're on any kind of social platform where budget is discussed, you probably have heard about 18 different numbers and you have absolutely no idea what it's likely to cost you to get married in your region. Now, as much as I say this is an easy formula, it's not magic, because if you've heard me talk at all about anything ever, you'll know that one of the things I constantly harp on is setting priorities. Early in your wedding planning. That should be the first thing you do, even before you talk about budget, is have a really honest conversation with your partner about what's really important and what you can let go. I often say that we as wedding planners are very much like realtors in that we are meant to help our clients find as much of what they want as we possibly can. But there are limitations. So if you go to your realtor and you say, well, we want a 4-bedroom house with an ensuite bathroom and a finished basement and a big backyard, they're going to do their best to find that for you within your budget. But maybe what they come back with is, hey, we have a finished basement and a big backyard and 4 bedrooms, but there's no ensuite. And you have to decide if you can live with that. Same thing with your wedding planning. So establishing those priorities and being on the same page with your partner before you start any element of the planning is so important. Once you've determined your priorities, that's when you can head towards budget. Now, on these Facebook forums, you often will see people post questions like looking for a reasonably priced florist, or looking for an affordable caterer, or looking for a budget-friendly photographer. Well, that means something different to everybody. And there's no magic ticket to what affordable or reasonably priced means. It's all going to come down to you and your partner and what you've decided you're actually comfortable spending. But if you have no idea where to start, let me give you a really simple, tried and true guideline. In most weddings, your biggest spend is going to be on food and beverage. So you can anticipate that your food and beverage is going to be about 50% of your overall wedding cost. And that's a pretty astronomical number if you're thinking about it. But in my experience, since 2009, we've done hundreds of weddings, and I would say that that is true in most cases. 50% of your budget is going to go towards food and beverage. Now, it's not hard and fast. Maybe you want to fly in a photographer from Europe because that's your biggest priority. Maybe you want to do something really splashy, like come in on a helicopter. I don't know what your priorities are, but you need to know what your priorities are. And you need to know that in most cases, food and beverage is going to be about 50% of your overall spend. Now, if you do some easy math here, you will be able to figure out that if you're going to have 50 guests and you spend $100 on food and beverage per guest, that's $5,000. And that's 50% of your budget. So your overall budget realistically could be $10,000. Again, depending on other priorities. If you are going to invite 150 guests and you're going to spend $250 a piece, that math works out to $37,500, which at 50% of your budget would mean that your total budget is 75 grand. So you plug in your numbers, you take your projected guest count and your projected food and beverage spend, multiply those two, and then multiply that number by 2, and that is a reasonable spend. Hi to Stephanie and Sabrina tuning in on Instagram. Rebecca, thank you for moderating. We're going to have to talk later about whether there's a way that I can moderate and talk and do all the things at the same time. So take your guest count, multiply by your food and beverage expenditure, and then multiply that by 2. And that is a realistic budget number for you to work with. Now, how do you know if you're super early in your wedding planning what your venue is going to charge you for food and beverage? Well, you don't. You really don't know that necessarily until you start reaching out to venues, and it will vary widely depending on the geographical region you're in, depending on the kind of venue you're looking for. For instance, if you're looking for a hotel or a golf course venue, you would be hard pressed to find a package for less than $150 per person. And to be honest, many hotels and golf courses and banquet halls, you're looking at $200 to $250 or even more than that per person, again, depending on your region. If you happen to own your own property and you're going to do a barn or a tent wedding, you have the ability to bring in your own caterer. Some venues will allow you to do that as well, which gives you a little bit more flexibility, and even more flexibility if you're able to run your own bar. But even so, finding any caterer who's going to come out and serve a good meal to your guests, regardless of whether it's on private property or at a venue that allows outside caterers, you're still going to be hard pressed to find anything for less than, I'm going to say $75 to $80 a plate. So that being said, there are all kinds of variations. There are all kinds of different venues that have all kinds of different rules, and it can be pretty overwhelming. And especially when you consider that not all venues create their packages equally. Some of them include gratuities, some of them don't. Some of them include staffing, some of them don't. So the best thing that you can do, first and foremost, I think the best thing you can do is consult a professional. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But the best thing you can do beyond that is to get a package, look it over, really break it down. I have a spreadsheet I'm happy to share if you need a venue comparison sheet. But break it down and figure out exactly how that venue is packaging their services and exactly how much each element of the food and beverage service is going to cost. How much is your staffing? How much is the actual food for dinner? How much is the cocktail hour food? How much is the late night food? Is dessert included or is it extra? Is there, depending again on your venue, is there tableware included? So all of these things play into your overall budget and a million other things. I mean, if you consider that food and beverage is only 50%, do you know where your other 50% is going? Do you know what it's likely to pay for a gratuity to a caterer? Do you know what it's likely to cost you to rent tableware for a full dinner service? Beyond food and beverage, do you know what it's likely to cost for a bridal bouquet? Or do you know if you've included hotel rooms in your budget? These are all things that you're going to need to think about, but how do you know to think about them if you've never planned a wedding before? Well, let me tell you, I am happy to help you out with this. And in fact, we have a budget workshop coming up in just over a month that is going to be absolutely vital in helping you to set up a realistic budget that goes far beyond that 50% generic number that's going to go towards your food and beverage. I'm going to help you go line by line through every element of your wedding day. I'm going to help you think about things that you probably wouldn't think of on your own. I'm going to be able to give you some guidance on how much it's realistic to expect to spend on some of those things, like a bridal bouquet, like how much gratuity on your food, like how much is a hotel room, how many of them should you budget for. We're going to go into so much detail. We're taking a deep dive into every facet of your wedding day at our Building Better Budgets workshop. It's happening on February 20th at 7:30 at our studio in Old East. Now, there are limited spaces. We actually only have 6 spaces left, and our spaces are for couples. So you and your partner are both welcome to join us for our registration price of $50. If you register for yourself and your partner, you reserve your space. Like I said, we only have 6 left, but I'm absolutely open to streaming that workshop as well. If we have some interest from people who aren't local to the London area, definitely something that this day and age, much as I'm, a technological Luddite, as I said at the beginning, we can figure out how to stream this. I can actually do that. It's within my capability. So let me know if you're interested in joining us via stream. If you do want to catch some tickets to join us live, they are at www.unmistakably.you.com/workshops, which Rebecca posted in the comments on Facebook. I don't know, it's probably posted somewhere on Instagram as well, but if not, it's just our website. There's a workshops tab. You can pop on there and grab your tickets. Your ticket includes, like I said, you and your partner or you and a friend. We'll give you some snacks and drinks. We'll have a nice relaxed evening, and you are going to leave with a digital copy of a perfectly personalized and tailored budget that is going to carry you throughout your wedding planning, and it's going to be realistic. It's not going to get you in that position of getting to the end of the planning and realizing that you have overspent by thousands and thousands and then having to remortgage something or sell an organ or something. We don't want you starting your marriage like that. So join us for our Building Better Budgets workshop. And as always, if you have questions beyond that, don't hesitate to reach out. I can be reached at amy@unmistakably.you.com. Hit us up on our website, send us a contact form, send us a DM on Instagram. We are in all of the places, and we would love to chat with you. Until next week, happy planning, good luck with those budgets, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.